You gotta hear this, man, because this ain't just about music charts. This is about how the whole world stopped for a beat and caught a vibe. And trust me, the story behind these numbers is pure street legend material. Picture this. The final tally comes in, the year-end report card for Apple Music's global charts. And it wasn't the usual suspects running away with it, not entirely. What dominated the airwaves, the headphones, the car stereos in every hood from Compton to Seoul. 2 tracks head-to-head, like 2 prize fighters at the end of 12 rounds. In one corner, you had Rosé and Bruno Mars with APT. A track that dropped late in 2024, but acted like it owned 2025. In the other, the heavy, deep realness of Kendrick Lamar and SZA's Huntr. These weren't just songs. They were soundtracks to a whole year of drama, hustle, and late-night thoughts.
By the way, welcome to Celebrity Hip Hop Showroom, where hip-hop and celebrity drama never sleep. So hit that subscribe button so you never miss the mess. Let's get into it.
The crazy part is APT didn't just win, it did a full-on global takeover. It wasn't enough for it to be the #1 top song of 2025. Global, the main event everybody looks at. Nah, this joint was like a virus, the good kind, the kind that spreads so fast you can't help but catch it. It also topped the top 100 Shazam chart. Think about that for a second. That means millions of people all over the planet heard that beat on the radio, in a club, or even blasted out of a passing car. And they had to stop what they were doing, pull out their phone, and ask what that fire track was. That's a different kind of power, man. It's the power of undeniable heat. And then the top 100 global radio chart? #1 there too. That's every major station, every city, every continent saying, yep, this is the jam, put it in heavy rotation. But the one that really gets me is top 100. Lyrics. That tells you people weren't just nodding their heads. They were singing along, yelling the words, feeling the story, trying to memorize every line. It's the kind of song that gets under your skin and makes you want to be a part of it. The track dropped back in October 2024, right when the world thought it was done with surprises, and it just kept building, slow burn into a nuclear explosion. And now it's sitting pretty with Grammy nominations for both Song and Record of the Year at the 2026 awards. That's the kind of longevity you can't buy, only earn. Now let's talk about the competition, because this wasn't a one-sided beatdown. Sitting right there at #2, breathing down APT's neck was Huntr by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. If APT was the global party, Huntr was the backroom meeting, the deep conversation you have when the sun comes up. That song got a jumpstart that money can't buy. The Super Bowl halftime show. Imagine that stage, millions of eyes locked on, and they dropped that track. The energy, the moment, it just created a shockwave. After that performance, the song's streaming numbers went ballistic, a spike so big it carried it to the #2 spot for the entire year. But the real story here, the one that tells you who the true king of the craft is Kendrick Lamar's presence all over that top 25. 5 songs, man. 5 joints in the most streamed list for the whole globe. Nobody else was even close. This ain't just about a hit, it's about an album, a catalog, a movement. He's not just in the conversation, he is the conversation. And you know, one of those 5 songs is The Monster, the one that shook the culture to its core, his May 2024 diss track aimed at Drake. Not Like Us. That joint at #4, a whole year later, still burning the charts down, that's not just music, that's history. Meanwhile, SZA wasn't slacking either, pulling in 3 tracks of her own in that prestigious top 25. That shows you the kind of company Kendrick keeps, the level of talent he rolls with. The ripple effect from those 2 artists alone, the way they own the airwaves and the digital streets, is something we haven't seen in a minute. It makes you wonder what kind of power move is coming next from that camp, because they clearly haven't even broken a sweat. Looking past the top 2, the rest of the top 5 on the global chart is just a collection of heavy hitters, mostly tracks that dropped back in 2024 but refused to fade out. Coming in hot at #3, it's Mars again, this time with Lady Gaga on Die With a Smile. That song dropped in August of last year, a late summer anthem that just kept its grip on the world. It's a testament to Bruno Mars' ability to just churn out timeless melodies, the kind of songs your grandmother and your little cousin both rock with. Then you got Kendrick's cultural bomb, Not Like Us, sitting pretty at #4. Think about the significance of that track. It was more than a song. It was a cultural moment, the soundtrack to an entire generation's reaction to a beef that defined the year before. And it's still here in the top 5 a year later, reminding everyone of the knockout punch. Rounding out that untouchable top 5 is Billie Eilish with Birds of a Feather, another May 2024 release that just flew high and never came down. The fact that the top 5 songs are all from 2024, except for the Kendrick/SZA spike, tells you something crucial about the music game right now. It's not about the quick drop, it's about the staying power. It's about a song being so good, so sticky, that people play it for a full 12 months straight. The mystery isn't why these songs are big. It's what secret sauce they found to make them immune to the short attention span of the internet. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the underground. The tracks that weren't necessarily the biggest hits, but were the most searched for. That's where the Shazam chart comes in, the real pulse of what people are hearing out in the world and frantically trying to ID. The Top 100. Shazam chart gave a massive spotlight to 2 names you need to keep an eye on, 2 people who are on the come-up and just broke into the top 5 of the chart. Lola Young and Alex Warren. Lola Young's Messy and Alex Warren's Ordinary weren't just flashes in the pan. They also cracked the top 5 of the global radio chart. This is a huge deal because it means they're hitting the streets and the airwaves at the same time. The streets are asking, who is that? And the radio is saying, you're going to hear them a lot. These 2 are also nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys, which just adds more fuel to the fire. It's like watching a movie star before they get the big break. And just know they're about to blow up. Their success on the Shazam chart tells you these songs are infectious, sneaking up on people and demanding recognition. It's the sign of a shift, a new wave of talent forcing their way onto the main stage. And then there's the wild card, the surprise entry that nobody saw coming but that owned a very specific, very important corner of the streaming world. The fictional K-pop group, Huntr/X, from the massive new franchise K-pop Demon Hunters, dropped a single called Golden, and that track did serious damage. It wasn't dominating the overall streaming chart, but it was huge on the lyrics and sing charts. This means the fans, the real dedicated ones, were connecting with the song in a deep way, not just listening passively but learning every word, ready to perform it, ready for karaoke night, or just to sing along full blast in their bedrooms. The lyrics chart is a window into genuine, active engagement, and Golden was a monster there. It showed the true power of a cross-media hit, proving that if the story is right and the music is tight, a song can break records, even if the artists are characters from a show. It's a new kind of stardom, where the mythology behind the music is just as important as the hook. It's all one giant, interconnected web, man. The streaming service isn't just dropping a list of songs, they're dropping the receipts on the whole year. And the timing is perfect, because this whole recap comes out right when the Apple Replay 25 activation drops. That's the moment of truth for everybody, where you get to look back and see what songs you were actually listening to when you thought nobody was watching. It's like a musical diary of the whole year, showing you the soundtrack to your own personal drama and hustle. Were you blasting APT on repeat while chasing a goal, or was Luther the deep cut that got you through the lonely nights? The chart tells the story of the world, but Replay tells the story of you. And that's what makes this whole thing so much more than just numbers. It's the story of music in 2025, how old hits become new legends, how beef sells records, and how the new kids on the block are ready to take their shot. The only question left is, with 2025's heavy hitters mostly being carryovers from 2024, what is the one song that's going to drop in the next few weeks that will change the whole game for 2026? Because in this business, the moment you celebrate the win is the moment the next challenger is already in the studio cutting the track that's going to put you in the number 2 spot. The cycle never stops, and we're all just waiting to see who's got the next undeniable anthem ready to drop a bomb on the charts. It's a suspense story without an ending, a true all-star game where the rules are simple. Stream or fade away. You gotta pay attention to the charts, because the charts are the streets talking, and you never know what kind of shocking detail is buried in those numbers until you dig deep enough. This year, it's Rosé and Bruno Mars' victory lap, but the shadow of Kendrick Lamar and SZA's Super Bowl moment, and their sheer dominance in the top 25 is a promise that the competition for next year is going to be even more brutal. And frankly, I can't wait to see who throws the first punch. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on this story.